Hello again, friends and family. Kat Rambo here, your medicine woman. Today we are going to be enjoying the February 2022 new moon ritual. So that'll be the evening of the 31st to the early morning of the February 1st. It's a really interesting new moon. It's got a lot of power. It's actually the beginning of the lunar calendar, the Chinese New Year. So it's a lot of good new beginnings energy anyway. This moon's in Aquarius, so it's all about bigger vision. So we're really going to be with that as we're using this ritual to jumpstart whatever next phase of our life is going to be. All such rituals are designed to be moments in time for us to really reflect and choose what we want next, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Another interesting, joyful thing about this moon is that it is right when Venus and Mercury are going to be going direct, which means that a lot of this turbulent energy around relationships, emotions, personal self-expression, communication is going to be turning around and slingshotting forward. So everything that we've been working on over the past, however long it's been an interesting couple of years, huh? Astronomically, economically, socially, all of it, that is finally going to be moving forward into a phase of creation. So use this time to really enjoy creation. And it's important to always take time to remember that we are always in creation. You are not subject to the circumstances of your life. You are the creator of your circumstances, even if we don't always like it. But rituals like this draw our attention back to our own inner power, our own personal sense of creation and energy, and what it is that we're checking in with ourselves, what it is that we're creating with our vibration, and how we can move forward with something that we really want. Now that we've refined what exactly it is that we want, how many of us got something that we really wanted and realized it's not actually what we wanted at all? So refine. And now we're going to be in a beautiful space to landmark these events by sharing in a wonderful ritual. This ritual is going to be in a few parts. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the other parts, and then now would be the moment to come back in the video to do this part, the candle dressing part. I'm missing ingredients. So the first step in our ritual is going to be a steam bath. Now, any or all of these parts you can do or not do, right? I recommend starting with a candle to remind you of your light inside and your inner luminescence and energy. If you're going to do a steam, which I love and recommend, it's as easy as putting a pot of water to boil on the stove, a big wide pot, not a very deep one, because once the herbs go in, you're going to put your face over it, put a towel over it to make a tent, and make sure you turn the heat off and you don't burn your towel, please, or yourself. And fire hazard warnings necessary. And you'll want to breathe in the steam. So what you do is you add herbs. I actually teach whole classes on just steams, so I'm going to give you guys the really basic version. For this moon, I would recommend sage. Sage is a powerful cleanser. It's also got a lot of powerful air energy. We burn it as an incense. Mugwort, because mugwort is a lot about dreams, and as you're adding these herbs, you want to do it in prayer. Thank you for helping me see my dreams more clearly, for helping me create from them more vibrantly. Also, really good time right now for clove and for thyme. Good time for thyme, right? These are all openers of the bronchial system. Eucalyptus is always very refreshing, so it can help us clarify our mind and our thoughts and our intentions, which is always powerful. So like I said, you put these herbs in there, low simmer. Keep the lid on to trap all those wonderful smells. Take the lid off, put your face over it with a big towel, and inhale, hold it, and let go. So you'll start to sweat. It's really good for your complexion, which is nice. I also like to add rosemary in there, also really good for complexion, also really clarifying and really holy plant for us to appreciate in a moment of prayer. So definitely enjoy that. After you're done with your steam, leave it there. You can actually use it to make a baño. So that's step 2, un baño espiritual. So what a baño does is, and yes, it does mean bath, but you can actually do this in a shower or outside if you don't actually have a bathtub. Any of that is perfectly fine. So in that pot of cooked herbs, once it's a little bit cooler, please don't burn yourself, you will add a little bit of agua florida if you have some. I have a little bit here in my little to-go bottle. You can add flowers, you can add Epsom salt. I would also recommend adding either Himalaya or black salt or sea salt, whatever is of your choice, but definitely go with the Epsom salt for sure. You can add water safe crystals if you like, which is always a good touch. Here we have a little moonstone. I would also recommend clear quartz and selenite, white colors. This dark moon, very special to have a third moon in a single month. It's called a black moon. It's a second new moon. It's really interesting. It's also a good idea if you want to do this in a bath form to strain the plant parts before you put it into the bath, because they can clog your drain. If you're happy having plant parts fully in your bathtub, enjoy it. Some people ask me about essential oils in this case. I would not add essential oils to a steam. It's too strong. It can burn your skin and your eyes and agitate your respiration. If you want to add it to your bath, go very, very, very light, because the essential oils, especially heated up in water, if you're doing a bath, are very, very strong and can burn your skin, especially with the salt. So I would recommend, if you do need to use them very sparingly. Pick something that's inspiring, uplifting, relaxing, lavender, orange, these types of flavors. You can also take your crystals and put them around your bathtub or around your shower or around wherever you are in your yard if you go to dump this banyo on your head. So when it cools down a little bit, you put it directly into your bath water and fill in your bath with more Epsom salt. And whatever else you want to add. Or if you do it in the shower, then you shake it up and you add, once you add these ingredients, you pour that over your head. You can either leave it or you can rinse it. If you're doing it outside under the moon, which is beautiful, then again, you just dump it over your head in prayer. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this blessing. Feel it wash over you. And you can either then go hop in the shower, rinse it off, or you can just leave it on. Especially if you left the plant parts in it, it's very exciting to leave it on. You're walking around your house with like bits of bay leaf stuck on your face or whatever else you put in your pot. That's a lot of fun. So after your bath and your steam, the third step, which is what we're going to be enjoying here today, is going to be doing a candle ritual. Now we're going to do this candle ritual, the light version. Again, these are things that I teach more in ceremonial setting or in workshops or events. I do candle dressing sometimes, which is a lot of fun. It's all about using a candle to make a whole ritual space. My TikTok actually has a couple of pictures of some candle dressings we did recently for some ritual work. This one in particular, we're going to keep it simple, yellow or white. Black candles and dark purple, these are often used for clearing negativity. You can choose that too. A low moon, a new moon is a period of like quiet inner stillness, because as the light is fading, you're meeting your darker parts, right? And darker doesn't mean more evil. Darker can mean more hidden. Darker can mean more inward. Darker can mean without the visibility of the outside world. What does the inside look like to you? It's also a moment of emptiness. And we often see empty as bad, like, oh, you feel so empty today. But emptiness is actually a beautiful gift, because in the space of nothingness, anything becomes possible. So in a new moon, we have an opportunity to really create something new. And as the moon gets bigger and bigger and bigger and brighter, that illumination will bring this seed we're about to plant into the light, which is very cool. So you'll see it blossom over the course of the next moon phase. So again, I like yellow or white. This candle is for Oshun. Oshun is great for blessings and joy. If you want to learn more about these traditions, I also teach this in my witchcraft classes. If you want more information about that, I have a Facebook group with a lot more information about all of this. You'll see that link somewhere connected to this video, maybe in my bio, I don't know. But join me there and you can learn a lot more about everything else that I've got going on, and there's a lot more information to support practices like this and more. So with this ritual, I'm going to get my note here. You can go as complicated or as simple as you like. So you can use a piece of paper that is a sticky note. This is the easy version. You can use what is traditional is a cutting of a brown paper bag or craft paper, right? Or like parchment. If you have a notebook, a paper that you tear out of a notebook, it's all up to whatever makes you feel good. And good witchcraft is about resourcefulness, which means you work with what you got. So on this paper, you want to write down 1 to 3 things that you really want to see come into the light. So I would write down, for example, that's not a pen. Let me use this. I would write down, for example, that I would like to see my family enjoy more happiness in this coming moon. I would like to see grow into the light. This witchcraft class I have coming up, which looks like so much fun. I can't wait. I would love to be able to share that with more people who are interested in the subject and help others find their own inner magic. And I suppose my third wish is, I don't even know, I'm very happy most of the time. This work does lead you to peace and happiness and joy, and if it doesn't, then maybe ask yourself why that is. What is it that you could move towards that would be simpler, more happy, more joyful? Maybe that would be your third wish. So with these 3 wishes, with each one of them, I like to start with a smudge. I use smudges every step of the way. This is Palo Santo. Sage is a really good choice for new moons, especially an Aquarian moon. But there are so many choices out there. There's cedar, there's all kinds of African herbs. I mean, anything that you're into, really, whatever's a good smudge for you. So you can smudge yourself. Smells good. In your space. You can smudge your whole house on a new moon is a really good choice. And it's all about in seeing the smoke move through the space and know that it is clarifying and cleansing. Give it gratitude. Thank you, Su Palo Santo, for the work that you do for us, for helping us, for being present with us. Thank you to our ancestors that support our knowledge. Thank you to Spirit that guides us always. Pray, 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 constantly through the whole process. So as I'm now sharing with you, when you do this for yourself, pray, 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 and be so present, and be in meditative state, and be super intentional. Again, I teach a lot of this material. I do a whole class on just smudges, right? But the knowledge is less relevant than the intention. And especially in shamanistic practices, intention is what creates magic, right? So when it feels right for you, then that's right. You can sing an incantation that's 10 pages long, that someone else said has great power, but if it doesn't mean anything to you, it's useless, right? So be with the magic that's inside you, which is why you're going to be writing down what it is that matters to you. And Aquarius is about, and this new moon is about big visions and big possibilities. So dream what's good, not just for you in your big picture, but dream what's good for you in the big picture of your community or your family or the world or the cosmos or whatever you're into, whatever makes you feel good and inspires you, and get big about it. So maybe instead of, I would like for my car to be fixed sooner than anticipated, with ease, grace, and fun, and joy, and less money than I thought I would spend, which is always a good wish. Instead made me think I would like to see my business swell and impact others in positive, powerful, amazing ways. You know, something bigger, right? And be not hung up on how it's going to happen. And if it seems a little bit impossible, that's okay. That's what prayer is for. To hand over possibility, hand over the mechanisms to a higher entity so that we're not wholly responsible for everything in life. And it's okay to ask for help, and you should all the time. You are never alone. You always have help with you, either it's in the form of your ancestors or your guides or God or cosmic collective intelligence or your own subconscious mind. Whatever it is you're into, it does not matter. Something bigger than yourself is with you all the time. So use this as an opportunity to really connect with that and be present with it. So your next step is, with these things, take a moment to meditate. And I like to do that with some homemade flower water here. I like to use white flowers, but we had a little cold spell, so what my garden gave me was pink bougainvillea. So I guess that is what we needed today, is these sweet pink bougainvillea flowers. And this also has salt in it, a little bit of agua florida, and that's like a perfumed water. It's a shamanistic favorite. It's for cleansing, and there's all kinds of other practices you can add into here. If you want to draw cards now, this is for you. Like, if whatever it is that makes you happy. This I'm going to use as an ofrenda later, an offering. This is mapacho, which is a sacred tobacco from South America. Also powerful for giving thanks back to the earth, to Pachamama, to the ancestors, whatever it is you're into. To the spirit of givingness is sufficient, right? Gratitude is so essential. So with this bowl of water, it helps with the emotions, it helps with grounding. So I like to have that present also. I'll put this in my banyo later if I want to, or maybe it comes from my banyo, which is also equally interesting to have these materials flow through your whole process. So with each of these wishes that you write on this paper, your task is to go into meditation, right? And the meditation can be to clear your mind. The meditation can be a prayer of gratitude. The important part is to close your eyes and be so fully invested in the experience of it already being true that you can taste it. You see the way that you stand in this reality where what you have written is true. You can feel the way the clothes feel on you. You can smell what the air is like. You can know in your heart how it feels that it is already done. And when you become very invested in this visual, this experience, then that is your space of creation. That is your own power at work there. It is your own imagination. This life is all a dream anyway, so enjoy it. Write it up however you like. So on your paper, when you've written down your 3 things, and you've done your 3 meditations, you can do 1 thing, you can do 50 things. I like to keep it simple. 3 is a good number for magic. Then you'll take your beautiful little thing, and you can either burn it. Please be in a place where that is acceptable. Some like to say that it carries, the smoke will carry the wishes, the prayers out into the cosmos. There's so much that I teach on smoke and indigenous traditions and shamanic traditions around the world, smoke and fire can transmute this physical wish into an ethereal reality, which is beautiful. You can also fold it up. I like to fold them in the shape of a little origami heart because I think it's cute. And then you can put it underneath your candle. And remember to pray with your candle, to know that your candle is there as a source of light, to draw your attention back to it, to remember that that light is the light that's inside you, that the light you see outside of you is only the light that's in you. Right? So pray with your candle. Some say you leave your candle on. Depending on where you put it, maybe a fire hazard is not a good idea, especially if you have a cat. They tend to like this kind of thing. So maybe put it out. But as you do, just tell the candle that this prayer is ongoing. The candle will continue to do its work even if the flame is not on. And then just do turn it on. And when you meditate, you can gaze into the flame if you like, or close your eyes and imagine seeing it in front of you anyway. The warmth of a small fire brings something special to the soul and is always very sweet. So it's a beautiful addition to any ritual. Almost all traditions and rituals and ceremonies around the world, from many traditions, almost all traditions and ceremonies and rituals will have fire at some point as a central focal point of the work. So it's always a nice thing to have. Also a great way to pray, also a great reminder, a token, a totem as you move forward in your life of the work that you have done, which is beautiful. So whatever it is you choose to do with these pieces, whichever parts of these rituals you choose to do, the most important part is just to be present. To be present, to recognize your own potential, to see what possibilities are there for you in your life, and to go get them and have a really good time doing it. Because if it's not fun, what's the point, right? So whatever it is that makes you feel good, go for it. You have some choices here. There's so much more in-depth work that can be done in any of these categories. If you want more information, again, I will put a link to my Facebook group in the video description. And I hope you guys enjoy a beautiful new moon. And I look forward to seeing what you guys create. Leave me a comment. You know I love comments. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think, what you like, what you don't like, what works for you, experiences that you've had. I love it all. See you guys.